Oh my God, guys. It is 70 degrees outside today, and it is not even spring yet. We're still a few days away, so it's still technically winter, and we're getting 70-degree days up here, which is insane. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about the story of my scoutmaster shooting his wife. His wife actually survived the shooting, but she got shot in the head. It was a whole messed up story, but let's start at the beginning. Me joining the Boy Scouts as a 9-year-old kid. I had a friend from school that was a member of the Boy Scouts. That's kind of how I got in because I wanted to spend more time with him and, kind of do something together. So that's how I joined the Boy Scouts, and we would meet at the church every Friday night. And it was some of the most fun I ever had as a kid playing, uh, playing fucking tag and flag shit. I don't know what the fuck we were doing, honestly. But I remember having a good time over there. And every now and then we go on camping trips and do some outdoor shit because we were in New York City, so we didn't really have like too much opportunity to do that. But every now and then we take trips and do stuff. And it was fun. I never actually earned any badges because it turned out that the scoutmaster, I think his actual name was Troop Leader, was a complete fraud. So all of his badges, all of his credentials, he actually purchased on eBay, and he never actually was a member of the Boy Scouts ever in his entire life. But somehow he was able to lead an entire troop in the Boy Scouts. I don't know, the vetting process obviously wasn't that good, clearly, but yeah, it was it didn't until the shit happened with his wife that it turned out that he was, yeah, not who he said he was. Oh, yeah. So I always thought, even as a kid, that this guy was kind of off mentally. That there's like, like when someone, you can tell that something's wrong, but you can't quite describe it. Like you don't know exactly what it is, but you just know that something, there's a few loose wires in their brain. We'll just put it that way. He just always acted strangely, never like in a weird, creepy pedo way with kids or anything like that, but he was just weird in different ways. And clearly, there was something wrong with him because this was about a few months after I left the Boy Scouts. I left the Boy Scouts because my friend and a few other people that I actually like really liked and they were like my closest friends in the Boy Scouts, they weren't there anymore. They were all leaving. And it turned out, yeah, there was some stuff happening behind the scenes with the leadership, with him specifically, that the parents just didn't feel comfortable having their kids around. Again, I don't think it was a sexual thing. I just think he was just weird and they didn't want to be a part of it, and there was just things that were happening that I still don't even know, honestly. Like it was never really fully explained to me what exactly it was, but everyone was leaving the Boy Scouts and it really wasn't, part of it was like it wasn't a real troop. It was kind of a joke, a laughing stock, because we didn't actually, like I said, we didn't actually earn badges. We didn't actually do anything to like move forward. We didn't learn anything. I remember we learned how to tie a knot. And what else did we do? We went camping a couple times. That was pretty much, we were playing Manhunt, and I don't think I even learned how to do anything d- during those camping trips, like anything important. Nothing that I recall. It was just a fun little trip. That's all it was. It wasn't actually like an experience where I gained knowledge with the Boy Scouts, and I didn't necessarily care because I was 9, 10 years old. I think I was only there for about a year and a half. And I was okay leaving because I kind of felt I was also getting to that age where I was getting into junior high school and kind of becoming like a preteen. And I know like Boy Scouts is up until like 17 years old, but I kind of already outgrew it. Wasn't really interested anyway. So it kind of all worked out. But here's the whole story that you guys want to know is the shooting in the head. So his wife left him because he was fucking crazy, and I guess she realized, like, yeah, I can't stay with this guy. So he was pissed off. Like, you don't leave me. Like, you don't decide that. Like, I'm gonna do something about it. So apparently he goes up to the house where his now separated wife lives, and he knocks on the door, right at the front door. He has a ski mask on, and he just shoots her point blank in the head. I don't know how. Somehow she survived. and somehow she's not even like permanently damaged. I mean, I think she did have some I mean, you had to if you get shot in the head, but it wasn't anything significantly enough where actually she's like completely disabled. No, actually, she actually ended up living a life after that and was able to function, and that's good for her. Like, it's great. But typically, when someone gets shot in the head, that is not the typical outcome, right? But the crazy thing is, he didn't get charged because they couldn't prove it was him because he was in the ski mask. So he was never formally charged. If I looked up his name multiple times on the internet, nothing ever came up. But I know the story to be true because I've heard it from multiple people that were, close to the situation, and obviously my family, who obviously knew about it. But at least I was already gone. I don't know what happened after that, who took over, or like what that must have been crazy, like that whole transition period after, because he wasn't charged, but they kind of knew he did it. So, and then they connected the dots that he was a fraud, that all of his badges, that all his credentials were fake. So the Boy Scouts removed him. It's just insane. Like, whenever I like think about that, like, yeah, he fucking shot his wife in the head, didn't get charged, but the wife survived too. And it's like, it's crazy. So just because like he obviously did it and he was like the only possible suspect of this crime, like, not to, accuse someone who hasn't been convicted of a crime, but let's face it, he did it. He's the one that did it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know exactly how he got away with it. I mean, obviously they didn't have enough evidence. That was the main thing. But usually, like, when a spouse is the victim of a crime, especially a violent crime like a shooting, the spouse is the first person that they look to. Maybe he had a fake alibi. That's usually the thing, and they just didn't have enough evidence. It was all circumstantial, and you can do trials based on circumstantial evidence. But I guess the DA or whoever was in charge just decided it wasn't a worthy thing, and I don't think he was even ever arrested. Never mind formally charged with a crime. But it's great for the wife. I know that they had a kid who was also in the Boy Scouts. He was a few years older than me, and oh my god, I felt so bad for him. Like, that situation, like, it's a horrible situation to be in because his father was not charged for anything, so he still had custody after the divorce. So he had to go to his father's house because the court mandated that the custody would be shared. So while he's, leaving his mom, who was a victim of his father, he'd go to his father, the person who tried to kill his mom and take her away from him. Like, it's a whole fucked up situation. And I think I saw a post he made on Facebook, like, I don't know, I think it was like a year or so ago, just talking about like how much he loves his mother, and his father is like just this horrible person. He didn't specify exactly what he did, but you know what he did. And it's like, it kind of reminds me sort of the OJ Simpson situation where OJ and his kids still had regular contact with him and they still talked to him, and they actually believed that he had nothing to do with it because that was their dad, and they didn't want to believe that he was responsible for taking their mother away. But this kid definitely knew. He knew what was up, and he when he got old enough, decided to not have any relationship with his father at all. So whenever I think my shit's fucked up, my family's fucked up, my situation is just is completely fucked, I think of stuff like that and I'm like, damn, it could have been so much worse. Things could have turned out a lot worse for me. I mean, I think things ended up turning out pretty good for them, for the son and the mother, considering the circumstances. But it's like, holy shit. I like, you can't even put words into that. So yeah, that's the story of my scoutmaster shooting his wife in the head, getting away with it pretty much because he was never charged with anything, and the wife survived. She actually lived. So it was like just an overall weird ass story that is one of the ones that I always remember. It happened like over 15 years ago at this point. But yeah, it's just crazy to look back at that.